Okay, I don't know why I just did that. I just paused the recording by accident. I paused the recording after I filmed that last energy. I wanted you to hear the energy of the wimshurst machine. We'll do it again. You can hear the electricity there, okay? That electricity is the energy in the environment. Now, the energy in the environment seems to be understated and overstated. Not overstated, but what I mean is there's such two extremes. Oh, there's no energy in the environment. There's very little static electricity in the environment. It depends on the weather. It depends on this and this and this. Okay. It's very important to know, to realize that the energy in space, there's many different kinds of energy, and there's always millions of watts of energy in space right here. Okay, and now there's also infinite ways to access that energy. If we all sat down and thought of a million different ways to cohere space energy, which is just energy in space, and put our ideas together, we would come up with so many different possibilities. It's amazing. And I think people are actually doing this every day, and they also do it accidentally every day as well. Accidental discoveries. Now, before I touch the machine again, I'm going to touch the two spheres again so they can discharge. So touching the spheres together for safety. And then even then, I still, when I touch this, there'll be a small shock sometimes. It just did that. You see that? That just sparked. That was surprising me. I don't know why it did that. Ooh, this one did too. See that? You saw that. I don't know why. I don't know what had the charge. Maybe the capacitor was holding the charge. Because I discharged those already. It seems like what we're trying to do is make a difference in charge, right? The wimshurst machine makes a difference in charge by having counter rotation, right? Also study the let me think. Metherthica statica. I think it's called Metherthica statica. It's hard for me to pronounce it. I think it'll get easier over time. Metherthica statica is it's something that resembles to me it resembles a wimshurst machine. And I was so happy to find that. I found it by watching a DVD called, I'll actually show you the DVD. So I found this DVD here when I purchased it. It's called Free Energy, The Race to Zero Point. Now, this video had a machine in it that looked like a wimshurst machine with a lot more collectors and much larger capacitors on it. And the machine was wonderful to see because it kind of was answering a question that I had, which is, has anyone experimented with changing the wimshurst machine by putting more collectors on it and putting larger capacitors on it, putting more of everything that we see here, just more of it, right? And yes, the Metherthica, how do I say the last word? Statica? I think it's statica. Metherthica statica. That machine has this area right here. These go all the way in, and they have like holes in them, right? To maximize, I'm going to say it in my own words, to maximize the surface area of that material, which is aluminum in that case, right? I think this material probably could be used as well. The important thing to remember is, it's so important that we remember this, and it's the way that I was literally raised to always understand that things could be done in many different ways, right? So if someone says, oh, we're not going to tell you how this is done, even though the Metherthica statica is, they share everything with you, even though the narrator is saying they're not going to share anything with us until we mature as a civilization. But then they allow documentaries, they allow close-ups of every part, they tell you what materials they used, everything's there. So if you believe what you see, and you don't even have to believe it, if you just replicate it, right, and just see what happens, and then keep experimenting, you could even change it, right? How can we change it to make it more efficient, to make it less efficient, to spin it slower? As it is, it already spins very slow, and it's pulling a lot of energy in space. And that just makes sense to me based on everything I've studied and learned. that we don't have to move through space fast because space is already moving quickly through us. And we've all heard and read this, and if you like to read science a lot of scientific discoveries, we know that everything's moving so quickly. So the Mithernitha Statica machine is, it's like, I think what they did was they found a way with that machine to actually maybe rectify, if I say it that way, to rectify these signals into energy that can be used to power a house, to charge batteries, to do whatever they need to do. And it's easy to get upset and say, well, they're not giving us the answers to how to build it. But in my experience, when it comes to anything that is beyond what we presently can purchase, we have to build things ourselves. That's what's allowed. We're all allowed to do that. We can replicate. It's called replication. We're all allowed to replicate in our own way and to bring our own unique knowledge, wisdom, and perspective to the things that we make and create. And we can advance things beyond what has been presently and previously achieved. Right? We can always do that because things always can improve. And the universe is generous in that way, and so many ways, right? Infinite ways, which is like, what do you need and how would you like to get there, right? And that's for each person to determine on their own. So let's see. I think what I'll do is I'll make a series of short videos showing different little experiments as I'm working on the wimshurst machine. And I might just call these longer videos like just wimshurst machine experimentation or something. I'll figure that out. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video, everybody. Bye-bye.